bush. Have you heard of goji berries? Have you tried a goji berry, maybe in a smoothie? Over the past few years, it's been very, talk of the health food world because it's considered a super food because of the rich antioxidants, and I'm not exactly sure why, but I do know that it is. A lot of people are putting it on oatmeal or in those, what are those little bowls called?
Acai bowls.
Acai bowls, yeah. But they're usually dried, like you're seeing here. This is your chance to get them live on a bush in your garden. So they're more mellow when they're fresh, and you grow your own food, grow your own superfood, and on a thornless bush, no doubt, which makes it a little bit easier if you want to get your kids involved or your grandkids, which I highly recommend, because again, getting them involved in the growing of their own food just makes them want to eat it more. Look how beautiful it looks too. We're talking about eating it, but look how gorgeous it is. Once established in the ground, these will live for 70, 80 years. So your investment definitely will pay for itself. $26.12. First day being presented on 5 easy payments, but the easy payments go away at the end of the day. So your chance to get $5.22 payment plan goes away in about half an hour. So now is the time to place your order. If you've always wanted a goji plant, if you never knew you wanted one, why do I want one?
Well, yeah, so if you've never heard of goji berry, as you mentioned, it is a wonderful, power-packed, nutrient-dense superfood. And I can say that because I'm getting my master's in nutrition right now.
Really?
And
oh, that's so interesting. I love it.
So here's the thing. This is a very nice tasting berry. It's like a mix between a raisin and a cherry that you can grow in your own backyard, has no thorns on it, and produces so many berries that you're going to have plenty enough for your family and the birds outside, which is important because, when you're growing fruit, especially, birds are your worst enemy. And then secondarily is like deer and stuff.
Yes.
But there's so many fruits, it's impossible for the animals to eat it all. But what we're looking at is a very easy to grow perennial that goes outdoors in full sun areas, likes a decent amount of water, doesn't need it though because it can handle a drought.
Okay.
And yes, they can live a very long time. Now that spurred on a lot of ideology in like ancient China and things where these stem from originally, that they'll produce a long life, give you good health, but actually a lot of it's been backed up by science that in fact the goji plant is a very healthy food with like more protein than spinach and iron, and like the list is enormous.
Google.
But the bottom line is it's healthy and it's good for you and it tastes good.
And it's beautiful.
And you can grow it yourself.
Yes.
And it's super
easy.
easy.
And it's organic.
Yep.
So, I mean,
So this is what you're going to get home. Now this plant, this is the largest size we've ever offered a goji. We've had goji on air for probably 6 or 7 years. Last year we introduced these half-gallon larger plants. It just makes it easier for all of you at home, less time to wait. You'll get fruit this year. Okay,
I was going to ask how long after you plant it.
Maybe because you're planting a little bit later in the season. I would say that you could start to see your fruits at the end of July, early August, but in by next year, once it's been in the ground, you're going to start to see these beautiful flowers in June, the middle of June.
I love that too. We didn't even talk about that. These beautiful purple flowers as well.
Yeah, and we'll see them in images again. I'd like to go over them one more time, just because we can see here these are the berries fresh. Now, as you pointed out, generally our experiences with them dried. And they're nice that way, but when you eat them fresh, they have so much more nuanced flavor and nutrition profile. It's great. When you dry things, you lose some things in the process. So there you could see those flowers, beautiful little purple flowers. And here's some ideas what you can do. You can dry them at home. It's very easy. You just pick the berries and then put it on like parchment paper or something in part sun or in a patio for a day or two. They'll be dried out, and with all the berries that you're going to get, once you've dried them, you can put them in smoothies, oatmeal. Fresh, I like to just blend them and drink like a so-called soup of it, because you're getting like so much of this nutrition all at once. and it's
You picked
really
up the
good for
Vitamix
you.
yesterday.
Oh, you did?
No, if you did,
Oh, if
we
you
had
picked
it
up
on
the
a special
Vitamix.
one day
Yeah.
only, or maybe it was a hot pick. It was a phenomenal deal. So these would be good for that.
And your Vitamix would be churning because look at all of the fruit here.
Yeah.
So that's a few plants that are a few years old, but that, I mean, that acts as a natural wall, a barrier, but it's full of fruit, and like you mentioned, it's totally thornless naturally. It's not
Right.
not like we had to get a thornless blackberry, which then, you know, you lose some fruit production. Here, they're just always thornless, but they handle winters down to -30 and hot summers even down far south. So this is one of those plants that the entire country can grow, and you can see there's just like, even that one little section, there's so many fruits there.
Is there a better time to pick them?
The better time is every day whenever you feel like
Yeah.
getting a snack. There's going to be so many, honestly.
Right.
You're going to let a lot of them fall to the ground.
Okay.
That's the truth. You know?
And so how long do they produce the fruit in that season?
Yeah, so about 2.5 months
Wow.
straight. And you know, here's some ideas of things that I came up with that you can do with your own homegrown goji berries, like, you know, making a smoothie, or, you know, here's a bowl of fresh berries, and then, you know, little scones, homemade apples with peanut butter, and goji with some jam. They're unlimited ideas. Anything that you could do with a berry, you can do with goji.
Well, and it just keeps producing fruit, as well as the fruit of what you've spent on it, $26.12. It pays for itself in terms of, I mean, well, you can't even really get fresh gojis anywhere, but
No,
even
you
if you're
can't.
gonna buy a bag of dried gojis at the
It's
health
like
food store.
half the price of this.
Yeah. Well, it would be probably the whole price,
Yeah.
$26.12. So if you're interested in that, it's item number M56698 for the Hardy Goji Berry Bush. All right, we're not going to have time to present this, but I did want to have you take a look at